Hey YouTube, coming at you with a Great League team submitted by Silvercatch, who's in the almost expert range, and that is what they're pushing for. They said, "Hi Dan, 37-year-old from Denmark here. Enjoy your content and gameplay. Reach a veteran last couple seasons, but never got higher than 2,500. Now pushing for expert and hope to get there. Playing for about 1.5 years. EMOLGA is core breaking in the meta. I use it on the lead, and I used both others as safe swaps and catches." So very straightforward. EMOLGA, you know what? So I used EMOLGA. I did Beyond the Hype of EMOLGA, and it is way better, right? You have Discharge, which you get to faster now this season. Acrobatics is still a nuke. There's a lot of ground in this meta. There's a lot of flyers in the meta. And there's some water in the meta, so it truly is a core breaker. I still don't love it. It has basically the same idea as Jumpluff, just minus the bulk. Thundershock charges fast. Discharge is the same as Aerial Ace in terms of speed and damage, and it also has the acrobatics, so you get more attack heavy here. But then when you have Jumpluff with the Shadow, still has more bulk, and then the Shadow adds on there. So I think just Jumpluff, that's why Jumpluff is just so much better. But if you don't have a Shadow Jumpluff, EMOLGA may be an okay option. Let's check it out in action here. Give some comments on where you can maybe improve. Greninja, so good lead here, although they can stay in and just spam these Hydro Cannons because you are glassy, and this is where EMOLGA kind of fails, right? Right off the bat here, you can live one, but barely. Yeah, barely, and now they swap into Jellicent, which is also double water here, so double weak to electric. You kind of hesitate to be like, am I seeing what I think I just saw? Yes, you did. You saw Pokemon team double weak to electric. They commit to both shields. I was gonna say I'm surprised you're coming here. You're just gonna eat it and then try and 2-shield Marowak maybe, or maybe burn 1 shield here. This is generally a bad matchup for Azumarill because the bubble is resisted and you can only go play rough. Well, they can have the Hex, which kind of does a little bit of chip damage, and then have the Shadow Ball here. But my guess, you're just trying to chip with the play rough and then 2-shield your way through Marowak here. And they come in more Peko. Can we get you a move? You can. Honestly, yeah. It's borderline there. You can go either way. Part of me says you should have let it go down and then just got ahead on energy on Marowak. Don't get farmed down here, because now this you're gonna have to get to a move. You're gonna have to burn the slash shield, and it's gonna be close on the second one now. Whereas if you just let the Azumarill go, okay, you do take it out, so that's nice. But if you just let the Azumarill go, you can just like get so far ahead on energy and then just be able to sweep with so much, and then burn 1 shield, but use that energy advantage. But won't matter in the ending. I don't think it'll matter in the ending. The Surf will Why would they not Surf you? Okay. Surf would have been super effective and probably taken you out, which potentially could have led you to your lose con there. So yeah, I think I probably just would have taken the advantage, let the Azumarill go down. Okay, Jumpluff, I think pretty good lead, right? They're weak to flying and you have a flyer, and out comes a Malamar. So these foul plays do come quick. It is a non-shadow, so you will live. I'm surprised you are not going to Azumarill, where foul play and superpower are resisted. So going to chip, grab 1 shield instead. Now finally getting into the Azumarill, where foul play and superpower are resisted. So you can just kind of eat all these moves. Yes, the side waves will add up, but that's okay. I also don't mind taking this out because the last thing they are throwing, which is nice, but the last thing you want to do is allow them to do that. Bank energy for later. So I probably would have thrown that play rough earlier. The fact that you got caught on is also unfortunate because you could have double super effective Ice Beam here, which you are going to do now. And they're just going to sacrifice this, which is okay. You obviously let this go and just try and run with the other 2. Acrobatics does land, basically takes you out, and EMOLGA is going to come in. I'm a little surprised you are shielding. Again, I think you could just 2-shield Marowak, but you don't know what's in the back yet, so maybe that could be tricky. And let this go and just get into Marowak. And then you need to make a decision on the superpower here, because they will definitely get to a superpower. And now you got to figure out how much is it going to do. I think it's going to do over 50%, so I think it is probably worth the shield. They do just foul play. That's fine. They're only going to get to one move. So whether they throw the foul play or super power, and now you got a Diggersby. And now you got a very bulky Pokemon. Yes, you have energy, but this is going to take multiple Bone Clubs. For fast move timing, you probably should have gone one Mud Slap there. And they're going to get to a Scorching Sands and probably take you out. So I think if you like throw the player off on the Malamar, not quite take you out, maybe you'll get to another move. Went down there weirdly. Again, I think if you took the Malamar out with the play rough, and then maybe two shielded Marowak, you probably would have had a better chance. Cradily, right. This thing is tough. Basically core breaks your team because it is a grass to deal with the Marowak and Azumarill and a rock to deal with the EMOLGA. So letting the first, are we going to try and catch a move here? No, just going to take the move. And going to double shield. Interesting. So double shielding the Rock Tomb. Yeah, this Pokemon's kind of a core breaker. It's really tough to kind of play this out. That one finally do catch, and it is a catch on a Marowak. They do go Rock Tomb, so that's a nice catch. Problem is the switch timer is beyond up. Why are we going rock? Oh, no, okay, where do you go rock slide? You just had your finger on the left side there for a bit. I guess you tap on the left side and move to the right side. It's kind of funny to see how everyone taps and plays on their phones. Okay, Bone Club here. This will be a nice chip as you go down. Dumping energy. I'm honestly a little surprised you didn't come and just bubble with the Azumarill instead of wasting that energy. Like, because if you bubble the Azumarill, yes, you may have to take a Trailblaze, but coming out with close to an Ice Beam probably would have been valuable coming into this matchup. They do shield. Are we going to try and catch here? Nope. Did not try and catch the Rock Tomb on the Azumarill. So we'll go down there, and it is a Marowak in the back, so that is huge. They're going to get to the first Bone Club here. I would probably farm up a bit here. Like, your only lose con is them getting to a move on Cradily here. So I like this over farm. I would take it out soon. Like, pretty much now. And this will take out, and then one bubble and Ice Beam. There we go. That is a very, very good over farm. Those are the types of plays that you need to make if you want to hit like expert and legend. Okay, so this one's weird. Golurk. The mud. No, so this is resist. You got to at least fake it, I think. Golurk's so glassy you may not. Yeah, I was going to say you may get a shield if they don't know the moves. Oh, crud. Okay, so two things. One is, I think you need to try to at least fake an acrobatics. Now, you got the shield anyways, maybe because they don't know the counts on EMOLGA. But Thundershock is resisted, Discharge is resisted. Not just resisted, double resisted, right? Because the way I just think about it, you probably haven't played as long as I have, but if you remember Swampert resists electric, and the only reason it does that is because ground is double resisted, water is super effective, net single resisted. So pure ground is double resisting electric, which it means it does basically nothing. Golurk is glassy, so you're able to bait there, but you have to at least fake like you're going acrobatics and then bait if you want to do that. And then they coming into Azumarill. If you lose this matchup, it's because you came in with the direct answer and are going to you got absolutely punished by Toxapex. Toxapex kills Azumarill. And now you're down shields against the water Pokemon, so this game is over. Nice catch, but honestly, I don't think it matters in the ending here. Because you came in with a water Pokemon, which is the hardest answer to... Oh, and they make a catch, just to add insult. Which is the hardest answer to... not one of the hardest answers. There's multiple weaknesses. Ice, water, dark, ghost. So they have a lot of weaknesses. So they're going to have to try and cover all those weaknesses in the end here. So I just think that coming into one of those hardest answers leaves you very vulnerable to get punished like you just did. Okay, so this is another prime example of coming in with the hardest answer. Now, could you have stayed EMOLGA? Maybe, right? Maybe they're running poison, like sludge bomb and earthquake, and maybe you just could take a sludge bomb and get off an acrobatics and play this out. I think coming in ground is a mistake against Clodsire. I think that if I have a Clodsire, I am more likely building for those ground Pokemon than I am for a water Pokemon. So I think Azumarill probably would have been the better swap here, because even if you got hit with the superior, at least you have the Ice Beam for it. So now having to burn a shield on the Clodsire, which did throw a Stone Edge. We're gonna bank all this energy, trying to catch. Yeah, trying to catch. You're good at counting anyways, because you do make a lot of catches here. So caught a move, and it is a double grass team in the ending. Look, I think in the ending that does not matter. You have a double grass team to go for your back line that is both weak to grass. So in the end, it does not matter what you did here. But I think best practice probably says go either play the matchup out or go Azumarill, in my opinion. You're going to grab the second shield, but they will just shield, farm down, and come out with 2 Rock Tombs. Snipe, so that's nice, but still not enough to take it out from this range. Close. Oh. You probably could have got the discharge off before they nerfed you here. They have 2 moves. What are you doing? Yeah, I know you're trying to fast move. This is another mistake. You're trying to like fast move time, but you should have known because of the farm down there that they would actually load it with energy, so you needed to dump your moves ASAP. Weavile. Weavile's pretty glossy. Not pretty glossy, but it's not the bulkiest, so you can probably bait here. That's where I was going with this, that it's a pretty easier bait. And if they don't shield, you can still outpace here, right? Because I think it's their 5/5, so that's still okay. They may shield. No, they do just let it go, so you take it in the zeros. Marowak here, I think you just play this matchup out and then come Azumarill. Get those super effective bubbles through. Let the first move go for sure. And then figure out what you want to do when they get to the second Bone Club here. Getting the full extra bubble through is quite nice. And so your timing was... Oh, never mind. Your timing does not matter there because it's 3 versus 3. I was going to say, that was bad. You let a full Mud Slap go through. Does not matter when you both have 3-turn moves. You're letting this go, and you're really running the risk of fast move pressure on the back here. Like, you're already getting fast move pressure from the Marowak. I think you let Marowak and Azumarill go too low here. If they have any sort of fast move like Charmer or Talonflame, you may grab a shield here. Can you get to another one though, or are they going to take you out before you get to the next move? Oh, get to... How? You should not have. Unless you live that Incinerate. Because that second Incinerate should have registered on the 9 to take you out. Unless that Incinerate wasn't enough. I don't know. Blastoise comes in. Blastoise comes in. I know it has rollout. Catching a... Okay. I guess just chipping it with acrobatics and just aligning here, knowing they can only go Skull Bash, is still a fine situation. Gonna get the play rough off. Will be enough to take out after that acrobatics. Have a little bit of energy. They do throw. Acrobatics will probably take you out. Nope, 1 HP. But you're not going to get... Oh, 2 HP, but still not enough to get to a move. Every move is resisted, but acrobatics is still going to put you in like the yellow or red. Yeah, almost red. And Morpeko in the back, which is huge. You obviously don't need to shield because electric is resisted. Going to shield the second. I don't like that shield. I think you just need to save the shields for... and now they're going to get a second Psychic Fangs off. I think you just need to save the shields for Morpeko. Sorry, for Jumpluff. So at the first Rock Slide, not even going to bait here. They do shield. And this is why you needed to save the shields for this, because now that you're 2 times lowered, you need to get this Rock Slide off and then like almost instant swap or catch here. They do let it go. Crazy. They do let the second Rock Slide go. That lands super effective. Do sneak that matchup out. Jumpluff. So they will stand. They may try and catch. They may throw. Again, an Acrobatics will still probably put you in the yellow. That's just how glassy EMOLGA is and how hard-hitting Acrobatics is. There you go. They are staying in though, and Acrobatics will probably one-shot them. Nope, a couple HP. I guess just that's the bulk of EMOLGA. Sorry, the bulk of Jumpluff. So getting the discharge off will take them out. More Pekos coming in. You really don't have a choice here. You have to stay in. Do grab a shield. If they try and Thundershock you down, just throw the discharge. Yeah, okay. Any chip is good. Now, you must let the first move go on Marowak here. And they give up switch into Feraligatr. Couple more and catch here. Yep, 100% smart play. You get a head on energy there. And then you catch the Hydro Cannon on your water Pokemon where you can just eat it. I would also focus on coming out with some energy here. Although it probably does not matter too much whether you come out with energy or not, because they have a ton of energy. They're going to win CMP anyways. So yeah, I would actually just focus on trying to get this out of here ASAP. Screw the energy. They're already low enough after the chip. After chipping them with discharge, that they're probably just in bubble mud slap range. So you can just let this go and just slap down. And just shield everything. Take this matchup here. Okay, so EMOLGA into Drapion. This is a weird one. I just worry that you probably don't have a good matchup here because of, yeah, so catching a Crunch. Nice catch. Just discharge is not going to outpace Crunch. I mean, it will outpace Crunch, but not in the in the way you need it to, which is the damage, because Crunch is going to destroy you. So speaking about being destroyed, Weavile knocks out azumarill. You're going to have to shield up a move here. You don't want to take a Dark Weavile that is boosted. It is just a Psychic Fangs. I thought it was actually quick, but I wasn't, fully counting. So they grabbed a shield from you, came in now azumarill. Why? Why do we just throw? I'm going to assume that was a mistake. The smart play would be the super effective discharge as opposed to the non-stab acrobatics that cost a lot more to get to. But going to get to this acrobatics on Drapion, and they let it go. Can we get another move off? We can't. And now that all that energy you dumped, I mean, you have a lot of energy here, so maybe you'll be able to just slap and Bone Club your way down here. But all that extra energy that you dumped on the acrobatics there really come to hurt you, because you could have got a discharge off here. And if you got a discharge plus this Bone Club, it would have taken them out. Instead, it will go down to an Ice Beam here. And Annihilate. So good lead, counter user. I assume they'll... some of these have Ice Punch. And you make a catch. Crazy. Okay, so you make a catch, maybe assuming it's an Ice Punch. It is an Ice Punch, okay. So I guess that is a good catch, but they're going to have an answer. Yeah, this is... You can't do that. I mean... You're fantastic catching at. You're fantastic at catching. I think you caught like 4 or 5 times in these matchups already. But you can't catch this one here because you have a fairy against. You just caught on a fairy, which if you're running Annihilate, you have an answer for a fairy, like a Charm user. You were just lucky that they decided to take you out as quick as they did there. That is an easy just farm till you have like a million energy there. But they decided to take you out. So getting the Bone Club off, slapping down. Let's see what they have in the back. Diggersby. Gonna come EMOLGA. Thundershock resisted. Gonna need to land probably 2 acrobatics, and they have 2 shields. So this is gonna be a lot of energy you need. Okay, they let the first one go. They only have Fire Punch, but your other Pokemon is already so low, it does not matter. You got to bait like twice here, unfortunately. You are in straight discharge bait range twice in a row here. Going for the acrobatics, I still think you probably need a second bait here. But maybe they let it go. No, they don't. Yeah, I think you just need to be aware of like your opponent's your health and your health and your energy and your opponent's health and energy. It just seems like you needed a bait here. You're going to need to catch. Yeah, this game's... Fire Punch lands, takes you out. Do you have a Bone Club? Looks like a delayed takeout there. Yeah, so I think there's a... You're good at catching. I think you maybe overcatch and you put yourself in positions you don't need to. Again, you can watch my interview with Home Slice, and you can just watch all of the other videos that I do. 3 things that win GBL: switch advantage, energy, and shield advantage. So to give up one, not only to give up one, but to give up one into the hardest answer for the Pokemon that you're catching on is just not a good strategy. So I would not catch as much, especially on Pokemon that beat the Pokemon that you are swapping into, because then it just seems like you're going to get punished, and you got punished by Toxapex twice on Azumarill, and that cost you some matchups there. So that would be my main thing. And then the other thing is make sure you don't, and this goes to everyone, make sure you don't, I always say Marowak is a 2-shield beast, but you can't leave one Pokemon left with 2 shields, because then you lend yourself to, 1, your opponent can bait easier, and 2, you can potentially just be fast move down if they have a mixture of like a Charm user, Mud Slap user. And you'll see, maybe I'll post it this weekend. I'll see how many other submissions I get, but and when the news drops, if it maybe it already has. I basically used the fast move. Once I hit Legend, I used the fast move damage team, and I'll explain. Again, it's a toxic team, it's a fast move damage team, but it's one that will catch people off guard, and I'll explain sort of the ins and outs of why you need to be aware of your shields against potential opponents like with the team I'm going to use. But thanks for this mission. Thanks for watching, everyone. And I'll see you guys in the next one.